Coming right up, Straight Talk with Art Levine. Our guest tonight, Pam Seager, Executive Director of Rancho Los Alamitos. Paul Croshaw, Producer-Director of Baseball, Dennis, and the French. And Tim Grobady, columnist for the Press Telegram. All as we continue our 20th anniversary year.
Closed captioning provided by Scan Health Plan.
Opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Charter Communications nor its sponsors. We recognize our obligation to present opposing points of view by responsible spokespersons. For information, please contact the Director of Program.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening. Welcome to Straight Talk. We have a wonderful show for you tonight. Our first guest is Pam Seager, the Executive Director of Rancho Los Alamitos. Pam, good to see you again.
Hello.
The Rancho has just completed an amazing $9 million construction and related renovation. 3 years in construction, Pam. I was there
Right.
recently for the preview luncheon. What an amazing job.
Great credit to everybody who's been involved.
Let me just read something about this Rancho. It's really quite poetic. The Rancho Center, designed by a renowned team of preservation architects and designers, tells the complete story of the Rancho, and this site represents the sweeping history and beauty of California. It is through generations.
Mm-hmm. It's a microcosm of the Southern California experience.
It really is, and if you haven't been to the Rancho, this is a wonderful time. It's at the top of Bixby Hill. There's no charge for entrance.
Correct, it's free.
You got to go through the gate, but it's worth the trip, and this is a remarkable, remarkable achievement. You raised $9 million to redo this.
For that component of the project, yes.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. With the Board of Trustees.
Amazing. And no city money.
No city money.
Let's take a look at two of the major components. One is the restored barn area. And tell us about this.
Yes. The barns had all been moved in 1968 and set around in a circle, making a park-like setting. We needed to make some space for the new Rancho Center, so we decided this was the right moment to pick up all the barns again, move them once more back into locations that resembled the historic site plan.
And there is a visitor center, which is new.
It's a combination of old and new architecture. The horse barn dominates, and you can see the cupola on the top, and then we wrapped new architecture around it to provide the spaces that we wanted.
And the exhibits inside, folks, are absolutely breathtaking with world-class exhibit designers.
Right. This is the Rancho room, multi-purpose room. The artwork on the walls was done by Dougal Sturmer, who's a very renowned illustrator, and he did them in a small watercolor size, and then we blew them up onto canvas, and that's one piece of canvas per wall mounted, and a watercolor map on the floor shows the changing borders and boundaries of the ranch land and the Native American villages.
And the Rancho was originally a grant from the Spanish government,
Yeah.
several hundred thousand.
300,000 acres.
300,000 acres, and now it's 7.5 acres, so it's a
Right.
small fraction of what it was, but you get a sense of the history of Southern California by visiting this remarkable Rancho.
I think so.
And raising $9 million through, without city money, $1.5 million from the state, and then private foundations
And
private
individuals.
individuals
Yeah.
contributed. Well, at this wonderful luncheon, you had a cute promotion. Several hundred people were there. Don Kanabe and Julie were honored with an award.
They were.
And at each table, there were these ponies, and the invitation was to pony up. So I would like to give a modest contribution to the cause.
Thank you.
Keep my pony.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Tell people, you've been there 25 years
I have,
running
yeah.
this. You have a remarkably strong record in your field, but just Tell everyone a little bit about what the Rancho means to you.
Right. It's a remarkable place, an incredible resource, because so much of it is still intact, even down to garden furniture and sculpture. There's so much there to work with. It had become very run down, and the goal was to recapture the spirit of the place. And we're just about through implementation of the master plan, and this project was one of the last recommendations to be implemented.
And I know there was a bit of a to-do with some of the neighbors up there on the hill,
but we now have a wonderful relationship with the neighborhood.
That's good.
And we did an opening preview for the neighborhood also.
And as part of this all, a film was made.
Yes, and it's won 2 silver medals for documentary filmmaking, and it's Rancho Los Alamitos, An Island in Time. And we have a musical score that we commissioned to run under the film.
Wow. You ain't whistling Dixie on this
No.
one. And the Rancho is open, what, Wednesday through?
Wednesday through Sunday from 1 till 5, and it's free of charge.
And do you need to make a reservation in
Through
advance?
July 5th, we wanted to make reservations because we're not quite sure how the site will work with the new Rancho Center in terms of how long visitors will spend.
Yeah.
So it's experimental through July 5th, but you can just call and get a reservation.
And so we started with 300,000 acres
Well,
granted by the King of Spain.
Right. But before that, it was for 1,000 years a very important ancestral place for the Native American, the Tongva, and it still is today.
An Indian,
Yes,
Indian site.
yeah, it still is very.
So Tonga's
Tongva, and then the largest Spanish land grant.
largest Spanish land grant.
And then it was purchased by Abel Stearns, who was one of the signers of the California Constitution, and then the Bixby's. So it's got quite a record of. It was also owned by the governor of Mexico at one point too. So an amazing history.
Well, it's amazing that it has still survived because
Yes, it is a survivor.
It is a survivor.
It is a survivor. Yeah, it represents every period of the story of Southern California has a counterpoint in the story of the ranch, and not just the owners, but the people who came from around the world to work as farmers and tenants. And just an amazing story that mirrors California.
So if you want a real treat for you and your family, visit the Rancho with the newly restored barn area and this incredible visitor center, all at no cost. What a treasure. And Pam, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for ponying up.
My pleasure. Okay, we'll be back with more of our show after these messages.
Supported by Edison International. Californians are getting to be old hands at year-round energy conservation, part of our special awareness of the resources we all depend on. We're making the change to energy-efficient light bulbs, keeping warm weather thermostats set to a comfortable 78 degrees, and giving major appliances the afternoon off. Because when it comes to energy conservation, it all adds up. Life, powered by Edison.
I want to improve my career opportunities.
I want to earn a higher salary at my job.
I'd like to finish what I started.
The new Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts degree completion program at Cal State Long Beach will help you achieve your educational goals while keeping your life in balance. Contact our customer service center at 1-800-963-2250 for more information, or visit us on the web. Let CSULB help you finish what you started.
In today's world, everything's connected. From the workplaces that support us, to the homes that welcome us, to the trees and wildlife habitats that remind us how important our environment is. When a bird lands on a branch, and in the midst of a busy day, we stop to watch, it makes us realize we're all in the same boat. The Port of Long Beach welcomes this world with open arms, an environmental policy that's second to none, and a commitment to shaping a vibrant community. The Port of Long Beach, thinking outside the docks.
As your business searches for smart ways to save, don't forget about the one that's right in front of you. Switch to the Charter Business Bundle and you can save big without sacrificing a thing. Get reliable business telephone and high-speed internet with local support and great features. Power your business with great savings starting today. It's easy to pay less and get more. Call now and make a switch to the Charter Business Bundle.